Hey Slayers, and welcome to a Sega Genesis game, in fact, that everyone forgets about, the world forgot about. I call it the Genesis game Time Forgot. So it's made by Sega Technical Institute, and it came out in late life of the Genesis. This game is called the Ooze, and it was released in late 1995. So the Saturn, we're talking 2 years, 3 years, we're talking 2 years into the Saturn by this time. The N64 was just about to drop, literally, we're 2 years into the Saturn by this point. So this is pretty late in the Genesis life cycle. And the game is called the Ooze, and it follows this doctor who basically was devoting all his life to researching toxic waste and things like that, till this mobster guy and his two goons come in. They inject him with the toxic waste, or the ooze as you call it, and then they proceed to dump him in a giant bath of toxic waste. Now, if that isn't clever plot, I don't know what is. Keep in mind, the Genesis was on life support at this time, so this game doesn't get really too remembered. I really never hear about this game. I only just thought about this game today, just out of nowhere. See, it's called the Ooze. I literally just thought about it, and that was just literally it. I'm like, no one remembers this game. I should do a video on this game to see if anyone remembers. So, this game is, I don't know, how would you actually describe this game? How would you, it's kind of done in a Sonic the Hedgehog type of style, where there's 2 acts to a level, part 1 and part 2, and I don't understand how you would describe this game, because what would you call this? A top-down shooter, maybe? I guess you can describe it as. No, not really. It's not really a shooter. I mean, you do have a firing attack. I don't know how you would, an RPG? What are these? It's not an MMO, a dungeon crawler? I don't know. I don't actually know how you would describe this type of game, but basically you're playing as the doctor, but now he's Ooze, and there's enemies all around, and you gotta just basically try not to die, just like basically any other video game. Basically, take a shot every time I say basically, if you're old enough to drink. Yeah, that probably wouldn't work too well, but basically this, I'm doing it on purpose at this point. Basically, this game is just it's not, there's no platforming in it. It's more of just like I said, a top-down shooter. And basically, how you regain and lose health in this is your ooze can be withdrawn from you. Basically, if you get hurt, you'll lose some of your ooze and you'll get smaller and smaller and smaller. But if they attack his head, he's just over. If they end up attacking his head, there is no saving him. He is just finished. So keep his head safe, okay? And you'll be fine. So you have two main attacks. If you press the B button, he'll spit some of his ooze out. If you press the A button, he'll literally just use some of his ooze to attack the enemies, and I guess it kind of burns them or something, because they die. Fire is definitely dangerous. Basically, fire is just no, just don't touch fire at all. If you touch fire, you're done. Honestly, don't touch fire and you're done. And yes, I understand the video is choppy. Like I said, I'm still working on it, still playing with settings and my recorders, but I had to get a video out today, and I'm still playing with it, so I do severely apologize for the choppiness. But at the same time, I think the next few videos are also going to be choppy, because I'm still playing with settings, still trying to work things out, because I've been using the same settings on my old phone for ever now, so still getting used to these new settings. But basically, as you can see, I've shrunk in size significantly, and I don't know what these green orbs do. Basically, your objective is just make it to the end of the level, don't die. I die too much, so ignore that. I'm pretty bad at this game. I might do a live stream where I try and play this game on stream. I've never really been farther than the second level, and that's mostly because, number one, I haven't played the game too much. Also, you think if your enemies stand on toxic waste, it would hurt them? Nope, it does not do that. You will still get hurt and you will still die. And somehow, literally, some enemies I do feel in this game can be a little cheap. And I know I say that about every game, but literally, I'm telling the truth here. There's been literally times where, see, right there, well, I understand right there, but there's been literally times where I literally just got hit with nothing out of nowhere and he just died. I could be at full ooze capacity and he'll just die. Also, the less ooze you have. If you lose too much ooze, you won't be able to use your projectile shot anymore. And if you lose, and also the more ooze you lose, the shorter your like actual attack, physical attack will be. So keep that in mind. Also, your physical attack can pull enemies closer to you, so just watch out for that, because some of these guys are really nasty. Like, honestly, some of them have projectiles on their own, but like hazmat suit guys, they literally just straight up have flamethrowers, and that just cuts you. See, it'll like burn a hole in your body and you'll kind of be done. So just watch your back out for them. They aren't easily avoidable though. There's explosives everywhere, but at least in this first level it does take place in a dump. But there's really not too much to discuss about this game. I mean, definitely go try it out. Prices wise, this game can go anywhere for you retro collectors out there. This game can go anywhere from 10 to 20. I've mostly seen it in the 10s, so it is a fairly inexpensive game. And that's just mostly because there's not really a lot of knowledge out there on it. I never really see. I mean, I've seen a couple YouTube videos, but they're pretty dated. We're talking some from 2, 4, 5 years, 6, 7 years ago was, I think, the oldest one I saw. So there's not really too much information out there, but this is really an underrated type of game from the Sega Technical Institute, and they make a lot of good games, at least to me. And with this being so late in the Genesis life cycle, late 1995, not even early 1995, late 1995, not that many people really know about it. So go do yourself a favor, go check out Ooze. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a good time. The game can be a little frustrating and hard then and there, but it's worth it. It's a nice little play. And also, as far from what I can tell, I couldn't find this on like the 3DS eShop Virtual Console or anything, but I'm sure it's available on some Genesis collections out there. Actually, it is available on a few of the at-game systems, but no one wants to play them. But that's really gonna do it for me this time, and until next time, see you Slayers.